friends. My name is Ijiganya, and welcome to the Art Project Death on a Paper podcast. So, hello. This is the new thing that I have planned for you guys. I am so excited to finally start with this part of the project. I've been thinking about starting a podcast for several months now, because as you might know already, I do have a YouTube channel. And I was making like a few YouTube videos here and there, like in 2024. But I very in a very short period of time, actually, I figured out that I fucking hate. I hate making YouTube videos as much as I love YouTube itself, like as a platform, and I'm constantly watching YouTube videos myself and listening to them and that kind of stuff. It's just I love YouTube as a platform, but I do not enjoy video editing. I do not enjoy video filming. I don't enjoy like that part of the creative process, like not at all. It's not for me. So for that reason, I've been thinking of something else, like a different kind of format, a way of creating content that is not like directly related to my art, that is just, like me just like yapping about things that I want to yap about because I have a lot of things that I want to talk about, and just like broadening things out a bit, because that was like the goal of my YouTube videos and YouTube channel, to kind of like broaden things a bit and gain a bit bigger of a platform, so that is like just not only related to my art itself. So with the YouTube problem being that like I really just do not like making YouTube videos in that kind of way, I thought of something different. So I thought of like why not just go for a podcast instead? Because like I very much so like listen to podcast episodes like myself, like a lot of them are on YouTube, but like yeah, so just let's like change the format a bit. So that's why we're here. We are here now, and I am so excited. I am so excited to bring this part of the project to you guys. I have a lot of ideas what I want to do with the podcast. So this first episode is going to be like just like an introductory sort of thing. What I want to like provide to you with the podcast, what type of content you can expect me to be making, and just like where things are gonna go from here on, because like this is going to just like I said previously, just like broaden things up a bit, so that I have like a bit more like creative outlets to work with when it comes to my the art and the project as a whole. So yeah, let's talk about that for a bit, all right? So, for those of you who are subscribed to my YouTube channel and who did watch the few YouTube videos that I did make last year, this podcast is going to be like that, like the kind of content that I was creating on YouTube, but only in audio format. So on my YouTube channel, there were three major playlists, three like sort of like series or shows that I was working on, titled Bullying 101, Trauma Talk, and Art and Coffee. So the first one being Bullying 101 was about the definition of bullying and the misusage of that term, and like how that term, descriptor of abuse, gets appropriated in just everyday speech as well as mental health related talk. And then just bullying as a form of abuse itself, what kind of abuse tactics it withholds, and just like everything in relation to peer abuse. Then trauma talk was content on the science of trauma, how trauma develops, and what a traumatized brain actually goes through, what kind of trauma-based illnesses you can develop as a result of childhood trauma, and what it's like to live like your daily life as a traumatized person. Then art and coffee kind of self-explanatory, but that was a show about just artsy fartsy talk with just coffee on the side because I've been drinking black coffee since I was fucking 10 years old. Thank you, my father. So yeah, that was about that series was about being an illustrator and working on the field of visual arts, what it's like to be a professional illustrator, and then just like some technical aspects of like my personal like history as an artist, and like traditional art versus digital art, and like what kind of materials you can use for traditional art, so that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna be bringing all of those here on this podcast. So we'll be talking about these exact same things here. So for those of you who really enjoyed that content, fear not, we're sticking to that. We're going to be continuing on with that entire prospect. So there you go. I want to say that is going to be like the major part of the podcast, like in the kind of content that I will be creating from here on. So you can expect like a lot of that kind of talk. And I hope that you are just as excited as me to continue on with these very, very important discussions, because I mean, like there was a lot of different ideas that I had for all three of these concepts, three like series that I had planned out for YouTube. So I didn't want them to go to waste. So they will be brought back here on this podcast. Another major part of the podcast is going to be social media commentary. But okay, listen, hear me out on this. I know what that sounds like. But like we won't be doing like the like the kind of social media commentary that you're probably thinking about. I wanna bring on the social media commentary aspect to the kind of content that I create, because I happen to be on social media a lot myself, and I do consume like a lots of different kinds of content, and something that just has been happening to me for years now is that every single day, no matter what kind of content I'm consuming on what kind of platform, every single day I come across content that is somehow related to bullying. Every single day. And this is something that has bothered the shit out of me for like all of these years, because it's just like, my God, guys, like I literally cannot escape this shit. And yeah, it's getting kind of ridiculous, and I'm pretty fucking exhausted and I'm quite honestly tired of it. But me being me, and me having way too many thoughts and way too many feelings on this matter for reasons that are completely unknown to all of us here, I have to do something about this. And by doing something about this, I mean something proactive. Because listen, guys, just to get a bit deep for a second here. As someone with borderline personality disorder, a lot of my symptoms are very reactive to the things that have been happening around me, to the things that have happened to me, and to things that I make just happen to myself and to my surroundings. My reactions to all of these acts, all of these happenings, events, occurrences, for most of my life they have been pretty reactive, and it's not productive. And like I know that there are a lot of you guys out there who are also diagnosed with BPD, or who are on the process of being diagnosed with BPD. or quite frankly, any of the cluster B personality disorders, a lot of your symptoms are also very reactive. And I want you to know that that is completely valid. Your reactions are based on real things. Real things, they are real to you, and your feelings, no matter what they are, your feelings will always be valid. And don't you let anybody ever tell you otherwise. But here's the kicker. Here's the deal. You are responsible for the way that your feelings make you act. And a lot of the times, with BPD, I'm talking of BPD specifically now because that is my illness. A lot of the times, those reactions, they can get extremely inappropriate, and they can get destructive, and they can get borderline, no pun intended, abusive. And I'm sure that you guys already know this, but I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of the times people think that whenever I say that, like, that your feelings will always be valid, that what I mean by that is they're like, well, now you are excusing abusive behavior and abusive reactions from borderlines because of, like, you're saying that their feelings are valid. No, that's not what I'm here to say. Saying that your feelings will always be valid does not mean that, like, that the reactions are valid, because a lot of the times they're not, and we have to accept that. So yeah, coming back to, like, what we're talking about here, which is, like, the intro of the podcast. A lot of the times when I've come across this kind of content on YouTube, my emotional reactions to this, this being, like, coming in contact with content that somehow has to do with my fucking trauma, like, every single fucking day. A lot of the times my emotional reactions to these triggers, quite frankly, they've been very, very destructive. Mainly destructive toward myself, because I am what people tend to call a quiet borderline. So a lot of my emotional reactions and outbursts, I direct them toward myself. I am that type of a person that I tear myself to shreds, both figuratively and literally, because of the things that I'm experiencing, because of the things that I am feeling inside. And yeah, and also I have a lot of characteristics from another subtype of BPD called self-destructive BPD, which is quite self-explanatory. So yeah, and, like, a lot of the times, these instances when I've come across this kind of content on YouTube, it has triggered the absolute shit out of me, and especially at the beginning of my journey, like, when I was first diagnosed with BPD, and like, even prior to that, when the episodes were, like, they were starting to happen, and, like, I was experiencing a lot of the symptoms, I got extremely suicidal, extremely self-destructive, and I wanted to, like, end it all. Like, that was my reaction. That was my reaction to it. And it's dramatic. It is dramatic, but I'm traumatized, and that's how it goes. But you know, friends, like, I want to do something else than that. I want to, instead of reacting in that kind of a way to the still very strong negative emotions that I feel whenever that happens, because believe me when I say that I still do get triggered. Maybe not as triggered as I did, like, 2 years ago or something, but still, it, like, I do get triggered. I want to do something else. I want to do something else than that. And this podcast right here, this is my proactive way of dealing with these emotions, with this baggage that I have to bear every single day, and the fact that like I simply cannot escape this curse, quite frankly, that has been placed upon me. So I've been like, well, what the hell? Let's do something with it. So here we are. And that is the reason why I want to bring like some type of social media commentary to this podcast. I'm not gonna be talking about like social media drama or TikTok drama or whatever bullshit here. Like honestly, just like even the concept of drama to me personally is very, very questionable. It's very sauce, as the kids nowadays say. I say as if though I don't say the word sus like every single fucking day, like 50 times. But you get the point. Like, yeah, it's just like I don't personally even like to talk about drama, but that's generally what that type of content is referred to. So I'm not gonna be here, just giving you guys like spilling the tea or whatever. No, it's just like I wanna bring like pieces of social media content like TikTok videos or YouTube videos or Instagram videos, like Reels or whatever the fuck. I want to bring them to the context of my art, of my content, and of like what this project is all about, which is about bullying, complex childhood trauma, and borderline personality disorder. So that's the type of social media commentary that you can expect from me on this podcast, and I am personally very excited about that because I see this kind of shit like every single day, like I said, and I've been dying to like just to like vomit this like onto something, just like somewhere. And like recently, like just how I've been doing this was that I've just been ranting these things out to my girlfriend. And as much as they're like, yeah, I'm totally okay with like listening to you and whatever, I love you, because they're like the most amazing person that I've ever met. But still, I'm like, babes, it's time. Like I gotta do something else than just like unload all of this on you, because like I just, yeah. So you're welcome, babes. This is also for you, so you won't have to listen to my rants on this shit like until the end of time. So yeah, that's what I have planned out for the social media commentary aspect of the podcast. And yeah, I hope that you guys are interested in seeing and hearing what that's gonna be like. And please tell me your opinions and your thoughts and whatever. I do want to know what your thoughts are on this new endeavor of sorts. Yeah. All right. Then moving on to maybe, is this like the third? Yeah, this is the third like part of the podcast that I've now planned ahead that we're gonna be having, and it is that I had decided that I will be reading out every single one of the articles from the blog Trauma Doesn't Make You Stronger in the form of an audio book. Now, I want to preface this by saying that so far, like as of right now, I have decided that I'm not planning to like actually release this as an audiobook for now. I don't know what the future will bring for us. That we will see. We will see what happens with that. But like so far, I have decided that I'm going to be making this a series on the podcast. This is going to be an audiobook-esque series where I will be reading out every single one of those articles, excluding life updates, because they're not really like part of the project in that sort of way. They're more like, just like happenings in my personal life, like at that very moment. So they're not relevant to like in the main picture. But all of the chapters that I have now finished, And I've decided that these chapters, they're going to be divided into two podcast episodes, because the average amount of articles that I've written for all of the chapters has been around like between 6 and 11, so like 7-8 ish sort of. That's the kind of number that we're looking at. And yeah, like the articles are not that long. They're not, just like I've read them out loud, like the majority of them, and they take maybe like 20 minutes or something. Maybe like some of them not even that. Some of them are pretty short. So that's the reason I've decided that I will be reading out several of the articles in one podcast episode, instead of just like picking like one article at a time, because like honestly some of the articles are so fucking short that it's maybe like 7 minutes, and then that's it. Like that's just not, it's not worth your time. It's not my time. It's not worth my time, and it's not worth your guys' time. So yeah, that's the reason for that decision. I hope that works out for you guys. So I'm aiming for the podcast episodes to be at least half an hour, from like half an hour to like max like 75 minutes. That's like the limit, because I don't wanna just like keep you here for like the rest of the day. I'm not that important, and listening to my yapping is not that important. Fucking hell, if I could speak English, that'd be fantastic. So yeah, that's what I have planned out. Also, because I do know that a lot of people nowadays tend to read books in the form of audiobooks instead of like just reading like the actual text. Personally, I'm not an audiobook kind of a person. Honestly, I haven't even read any fucking books in ages, and I'm a former literature major. But that's what university does to you sometimes, friends. It really is like that. It really do be like that. So that's why I'm thinking of the audiobook thing, and I hope you guys will find that interesting, because I have found that I do like reading texts out loud. I think that's funny. I think that's fun. But yeah, well, I hope that it will work out in the form of a podcast series. For now, I'm not saying anything like definitive for the future. So, like an actual audiobook, but I'm not promising anything either. So we'll see where things go. But this is the plan currently. The very last part of the podcast that I have now planned out ahead, that will be included as a kind of like a type of a like series or something, like something like that. Is gonna be special guest episodes. Yeah, sounds fancy, but it's probably not gonna be that fancy at first. But we'll see. I mean, like right now I have planned on, like just like having anybody that like wants to come and yap with me, including, just like my loved ones, if they find that interesting, or or if they want to do something like that, because like I'm gonna be like, the episodes are gonna be in English. I will be sticking to that. So like, just for my Finnish friends out there, I'm sorry but we will have to speak English, because like it doesn't really make sense for like any of my podcast episodes to be in Finnish either, because like nothing is in Finnish, like when it comes to the project, like in general. So yeah, we'll be sticking to one language. So yeah, but so special guest episodes. We'll see who these special guests will turn out to be eventually. But I do have hopes and dreams of like who would be like amazing guests to have here. And then also, if any of you guys, if any of my friends out there would like to be like appear as a guest, I can try to make that happen as well. But that part of the podcast is still like pretty much like in the drafts. I have not planned anything ahead of like for that in particular. But just so you know that it will be there at some point later on, maybe later on in the future. But anyways, you can expect that to happen as well. And I am so excited to actually like also talk about these things with other people. So I really do hope that I'll be able to get at least some special guests here to talk about everything related to bullying, childhood trauma, and BPD and mental health in general. Like, I just want to preface this by saying that like you don't have to be diagnosed with BPD. You don't have to be diagnosed with any of the disorders that I have. For reference, my formal diagnoses are BPD, OSDD, which is otherwise specified dissociative disorder, then major depressive disorder, and fibromyalgia. These are my official diagnoses. So yeah, you don't have to have any of these in order to like be, like me. Just if you have experienced bullying, if that has impacted you in any kind of way, your story is just as valuable as mine, as everybody else's. We're in this together, all right? So, with that being said, if you feel like you would like to talk about your experiences, or just about like these things in general with me, because you have personal experience with them, or you have somebody like a loved one that has experienced any of these kinds of things, please do know that I would love to have you here. But I will let you guys know in the future, like how that's gonna be like, what that's gonna look like. I might include like some type of a contact form that you can fill in to like reach out to me and let me know that, hey, I'd like to be a guest. But yeah, I will let you guys know when that happens eventually. But as I said, it's pretty much still in the drafts, but it will be here one day, I promise. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think that pretty much covers all of it. Like so far, my friends. Yeah, this was the intro episode. I really hope that you guys are excited for the future of the podcast version of the project. It's going to be like an extension of what I'm already doing, so like nothing is gonna change like drastically. I'm just gonna be branching things out a bit, but we will be dealing with the same fucking bullshit here as we are dealing with on my Instagram and on the official website, our project, deathonpaper.com. So yeah, all of the podcast will also be included on the website. So yeah, but I will keep you updated on everything. Also, the podcast will be available to you on Spotify and Apple Music, so Apple Podcasts, and maybe some other podcast streaming services, but those two, like at least those two, and then as a third one on YouTube. So on YouTube, what I have planned that I will be including is that I'll be uploading the podcast episodes as like just the audio format, because like just for the sake of transparency here, I don't have the technical capabilities, I don't have the technical like just equipment or like the funding to be able to like make videos like that. And like I said at the very beginning, I hate making long form videos. I don't like making that kind of content. It's not for me. So yeah, but I will upload the podcast episodes on my YouTube channel as like an audio type of thing, instead, with like, I mean, there's gonna be like some type of like imagery there, like a visual design of sorts, but yeah, no video format. So I'm not filming myself when I'm recording these, because I'm way too awkward for that shit. I just can't. I can't. I'm way more comfortable with this kind of recording. So yeah, but again, so Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube as far as I now have planned. So yeah. But I think that covers all of it for this time. So yeah, again, I hope to see you guys here listening to the podcast, and please let me know your thoughts and your feelings on the future of the art project, and if you have any suggestions or anything like that, you can reach out to me on Instagram in the comment section, and like the occasional question sticker that I put on my stories. I will not accept any DMs on any of my social media platforms. This is for the sake of my own health, which is very fragile. So I hope that you guys will respect that. But there are ways that you can get in touch with me. Email is also a thing. You can email me on my email address is ichigoniadraws@gmail.com, and then obviously you can check out all of my other contact information on the official website of the project, artprojectdeathinapaper.com. So yeah, I think that covers all of it. Thank you for joining me with the first ever episode of the podcast. My name is Ichigonia, and this has been Art Project Death on a Paper.